How did it feel out there in the heat?
Honestly, I noticed the wind more than the heat. We did a lot of cool prep, so I had the chills when we were under the stands. So the heat wasn't a factor, it was more the wind alone working on the back stretch that was noticeable, but I kept looking up and seeing Ashley and Quigley in the back, so it was fun. I wish that maybe the three of us could have worked together the whole time, but I got really impatient at about 150 meters. So just went ahead. I wanted to be out of traffic. But it was a fun race, and now just time to recover and prep for Saturday.
This was your first Steeple of the year. Why'd you wait so late?
The Diamond League schedule was kind of rough for women's steeple. Just 3 steeples between pre and now were within 10 days of each other. So Rome was right after pre. I would have flown from pre, and then Birmingham and New York were right after, about a week. So honestly, it was just a little too much travel for me right before the U.S. Championships, and my brother was getting married across the country, so I had to go to that. So just didn't quite work this year to travel.
You expect it?
As soon as I wish I could have, but as soon as my brother got his wedding date and as soon as I figured out what the schedule was, I knew it wasn't going to quite work.
Do you expect anyone to go with you on Saturday?
Yeah, I think, I think there's a lot of girls whose fitness shows that in the right race and right conditions they can run really close to 9:20. So I don't think that anyone can really count themselves out, and I think people will go. I'm not sure what tactics I'm going to employ, but if I go hard, I hope, I think girls will go.
Have you been following, I'm guessing you have been following the Diamond League results. You're kind of surprised that it's really been at that level that you walk around.
No one's been consistent year over year in the last 2 or 3 years. Chemos last year had a little bit of a down year. Asefa killed it in the first half and then didn't as much the second half. So just because there's new faces out there doesn't mean that the old consistent runners aren't going to be fierce competitors at Worlds. So there's definitely new faces to compete with who are pretty formidable athletes. But I still think the faces from last year will be really competitive.
How come your 9:11 time was not accepted as the American record? Was there some?
I didn't know I had to take a drug test that day. So I'm the fastest American, and that time stands, and it's not taken away. But to get the ratification, you have to get a drug test that day, and I didn't know. So
you look to better that time at some point, maybe this season?
I hope so. Every athlete wants to PR every year, so a PR for me would happen to be the American record if I pee in a cup after. So, yeah, every athlete hopes to PR every season, so that's definitely a goal for me.